Hi guys, welcome back. Today we're going to go through a drawing together. I thought I would just start the whole process from the beginning to help you guys who might be struggling with how to actually start a drawing. So when you first open up a draft site, you're going to get a screen that looks like this, hopefully. Notice there's already a drawing open, and it's called No Name, which opens up by default. So what we're going to do today is we're going to start a new drawing from scratch. So I've already have a drawing template to work with. So I'm just going to go straight from the beginning. I store all my drawings and all my data on a thumb drive, which is located right here. I go to drawings, and there's drawing template.dwg. I'm going to go ahead and open that. Okay, and I'm going to close this no name drawing. Before I do anything, I'm going to do a save as. And I'm going to be saving it in the same folder that I was just in before, my drawings folder within my thumb drive. And we're going to draw a dining room table and chair set. Click Save. Okay, you'll notice the drawing no longer says template. It says dining room table and chairs abbreviated. Alright. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a line that goes to infinity on both sides. There's a couple ways to do this. Come over here, hover over the line button, hit that down arrow. We're going to draw an infinite line. Turn the ortho key on. Before you do anything else, hit return or escape. And now we have a line that goes to infinity to the left and to the right. Notice my layer status is 0, which is set with a white. That's why our line is white in color. This template already has some standards already predefined. I'm going to click on this down arrow, and we got some layers on here already. I want to change this infinite line to a different layer, different color. The easiest way to do that is to click on it. See how it dashes out, and you get these blue, they're called grips. When you hover your cursor over the grip, you'll notice it snaps to it. Because we have the snap turned on. Let's see what happens if I turn the snap off. It still snaps onto it. With grips, it'll always snap. The cursor will always snap to a grip. It doesn't matter if you have each snap on or off. What we're going to do is we're going to change this to a different layer. I'm going to change it to the wall layer. It's actually not a wall, but it's still the floor. Now when you're done, if you don't want this thing dashed anymore, which you don't, hit escape. Remember, save and save often. The easiest way to do a quick save is to hit Control S. Okay. First thing we're going to do is we're going to draw the table. And I'm going to stick with the 0 layer because everything will be white and it'll be easy to see. So what's the first thing we can do? Well, we can draw a line for a table leg. So we're just going to select the line. Make it a habit to always look at the command prompt It's asking you to do something. It's asking me to select the start point. Easiest way to do that is to just click anywhere. Notice I have ortho on, which is a good thing because when we're building a table, usually we want a line going straight up and down. Now we haven't predetermined our table height yet, so I'm just going to randomly draw a line. And I click on my second point and I hit escape. Now we have a line here. Don't worry about how long that line is. If you do want to know how long it is, easiest way to do that is just click and type list. See how it says list on the bottom? And hit return or spacebar. It'll tell you everything you want to know about that line. That line is actually just over 5 inches. Or, I'm sorry, 5 units. So when you're done with that, just exit out of that. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to define our table height. And the easiest way to do that is to just draw a line that connects with the bottom of our table leg. Don't worry, this is going to get easy. Make sure your E-snap is on. That way your new line is going to snap right onto the end of the first line. And because I have ortho on, my line is going to go straight left or right. Let's do a table that is 36 inches wide and 36 inches long, just to keep it easy. Once you've selected your starting point and you move your cursor over to the side, the command window is asking you to specify your next point. One way to do that is just to simply click. And I've selected my next point, and now I'm going to hit escape. If you don't hit escape or return or spacebar, you will continue to draw lines. You could do this all day long. So when you want to stop the line command, you have to terminate it. So we have our line. Another way to do this, select the starting point of the line. Now if you already know how long you want this line to be, just type it in, 36, and hit return. You may have to zoom out sometimes. Don't forget to hit escape, otherwise you'll continue drawing lines. Now typically the bottom of the top of a table will be 28 inches from the floor. So what we can do is we can take this line and move it up. And here's how we do that. A couple ways to do it. First you need to find the move command up here. And there it is. When you can't find something within a tab, just click on the down arrow. Move is a modification command. So typically a command like move or copy or offset or trim will be within this modified panel. Just click on your down arrows until you find the command that you're looking for. And there it is. It's asking me to specify what I want to move. Hit return. It's asking you from whatever point. Best way to do that is just click anywhere. But before you do that, make sure your E-snap is on, because you want that line to move straight up. So click anywhere and then move your mouse so that the line is being moved up, straight up. And we're going to type in 28 and hit return. Now zoom out. There it is. We now have the bottom of our tabletop 28 inches from the floor. I apologize, 28 inches from where we first started. Now hang on guys, this is where this gets really fun and cool. We want to make sure that this is 28 inches from the floor. But we originated right here, which is below the floor. That's okay, this is very easy to move. Do a left crossing window. You know you have both lines selected when you see the grips light up. Make sure your E-snap's on. Actually, in this case, you don't need to have it on, but we'll keep it on for now. We're going to move these guys. And what we're going to do is we're going to make sure our E-snap is on. We're going to select the bottom of that line, move up, and you'll see another snap comes up. It even tells you what it is, perpendicular. That line is now perfectly on that line, on your floor line. Remember to save. Now, if you want to make sure that that line is actually 28 inches from the floor, we can measure that. There's a measuring tool within the Manage ribbon, and it's in the Utilities command box, and it's called Inquiry. It's shaped like a tape measure. Read what you're being prompted in the command window. So we'll go from here to here, and the results pop up in the command window. Perfect. Now we'll go back to the Home ribbon. That first line that we drew for a leg, we can now make it long. And the easiest way to do that is to do the extend command. Again, if you're not sure where it's at, extend is a modified command, so it's going to be within this panel. Click on your down arrows until you find it. There it is. It's asking you to specify boundary edges. In other words, what do you want to extend to? I'm going to select this line here, hit return. Now it's asking you specify segments to extend. Obviously that would be this. And then hit escape. One thing I do want to note. If you're going to extend something to an object, they have to be within an intersecting plane. If I try to do the extend command again, it won't work. This is an exaggeration, but there have been cases in the work that I do where I've had lines that appear to be intersecting, but they're not. I'm going to go back to where I was before, and I'll redo the extend command. Let's do a quick save. Okay, now next we're gonna make this leg a 4" by 4" leg. And we're going to go back to our modify panel again, and we're going to look for a command that's called offset. I know which one it is. I'm just demonstrating how the tooltips work. There it is, offset. Read the prompts. It's asking us to specify a distance. I'm going to do a 4" leg. It's asking you for the source entity. You click on the line, and then this is one of those commands where it's important to pay attention to the prompts until you get used to the command. It's asking you which side do you want to go on. You want to go on this side or this side? I'll repeat the command. Specify distance. Since I do not need this line anymore, I'll just simply click on it and then erase. Now we have a 4" leg. You want to make sure that it's 4 inches. You can always measure it. When you click on your first point and your second point, the measurement will show up here. Notice it's giving you a measurement on which plane. That'll be a discussion that we'll have in a few weeks. We just measured 4 inches on the X plane, which is going this way. The Y plane is going up and down. The Z plane is actually coming towards you and away from you. When you're doing 2D drafting, the only axes you really need to know is X and Y. And there's our UCS right there. Okay. Now let's draw another line on the bottom of the leg. Remember to cancel the line command when you're done. Now, there are a couple ways to draw the leg for the other side of the table. What we could do is draw another line and repeat the process that we did for the first leg. But here's another way we can do this. One way is to copy the first leg. In order for this to work, make sure the E-snap is turned on. I'm going to do a right crossing window because it'll select everything that the leg is made out of. I've selected the leg first, and now I'm going to select copy. And I'm going to snap on this side of the leg. I'm going to snap on the end of the line. We have 2 legs. That's one way to do it. Another way, another cool way to do this, make sure ortho's turned on for this one. We can mirror the leg. Specify entities. I'm going to do a right crossing window. And I'm going to select on the center of the tabletop. And I'm going to click anywhere. It's going to ask, do you want it to delete the original or no? By default, if you just hit return, it'll select no. And now we have 2 legs. Quick save. The next step is let's give some thickness to this table. Typically, a tabletop will be about 3/4 of an inch to 1 inch. So why don't we just offset this first line? Specify distance, 1. And now we'll draw a line to complete the end of the tabletop. And I'll just simply repeat the process for the other end. Quick save. Now you're probably thinking right now, this is a weird looking table because the legs are actually flush with the top. That's okay. You know what? Maybe we should move the legs in a little bit. So I'm going to do a right crossing window. Notice I've accidentally selected this line. When you're selecting parts that you want to modify and you want to exclude something, just hold the Shift key and re-click on that line. So everything that is lit up right now with the blue grips is going to get moved or modified. And select Move. Make sure ortho's turned on. Click anywhere. And notice that this leg will move in either direction. Let's move the leg 1.5 inches in from the edge. Remember last week I was talking about decimals? This is where it gets really important. I want to move this leg 1.5 inches, which is 1.5. Hit return. And if you want to check and make sure that the leg moved 1.5 inches, go ahead and measure it. It's 1.5 inches. Now we'll repeat the process of moving the other leg. Oh, I did it again. Okay. Another piece of another part that a table typically will have is what's called an apron. And an apron is a piece that runs in between the legs underneath the tabletop. It sturdies the connection between the leg and the top. Easiest way to do this is to draw a line from the top of the leg to the top of the other leg. Trust me, that line's there. You can't see it right now. I'll just click on here, and there it is. That's the new line we just created. The original line is here. Now we're going to move this line down 4 inches. And now we have an apron. Notice everything is on the same layer because we were in the 0 layer while we were drawing this. One cool thing you could do with layers is you can put each one of your parts on a different layer. This is crucial in manufacturing. Sometimes you'll need to use different colors. Different colors basically tell people that they're looking at a different part. You can specify layers for materials, different processes. Now I got different colors. Let's say I want this leg to be the same layer as this one. There's a couple ways you can do this. You do like I did before. You see this little paintbrush thingy up here? It's called a Properties Painter. Click on that. And then click on one of your green lines. And now click on this line that's currently white. It's important to hit escape when you're done with this. Oh, we still have the bottom of our legs. Let's do a right crossing window. And we'll make those green as well. Now you're looking at a tabletop and you can see clearly that there are 3 different things going on here. You have your top, your apron, and your legs. This will be all for this week, and I challenge you with the time remaining in the class to try to draw the same table. Don't worry about making it the same size as I did. Be creative and make your own. But try to use my video as a guideline to make a drawing that looks like what I have here. That is all for this week, and I'll see you next week.